everyone, I am so excited to be back with you planning for more parks. We are at Apostle Islands National Lakeshore today. I mean, we're not really there, but we're planning for it, right? So I want to talk about the seasons when it comes to Apostle Islands, specifically winter and summer. Typically, I don't actually think of the winter when I think about a lakeshore, but this National Lakeshore has some incredible opportunities for a winter experience. This National Park Service unit is located in Wisconsin, and during the winter months, you can actually go and visit ice caves. Ice caves, how many times do you get to say ice caves? Like, not very much. Unfortunately, these ice caves are only accessible a few weeks out of the year, sometimes not at all, just because of how you actually have to get to the caves. If you're gonna try to make it to the caves, you're gonna wanna head to Myers Beach, which is on the west end of the unit. That is where you can begin your 6-mile hike to the 7 different cave locations. And 2 miles of that hike, you will actually be walking on Lake Superior. The 7 locations that you'll be able to see are First Point, Crevasse, am I saying that right? Keyhole, Garage, Bowl, Rock Pile with Trees, and Stack. To some, this is actually considered a bucket list hike because of all of the formations that you're able to see in the caves. As the waves of Lake Superior rush up to the mainland and they stick on to the walls of the caves, it creates these amazing ice formations. And really, I really want to see that. That sounds amazing. A couple of things to know before you head out to the caves is definitely check the current conditions. I've got a link down in the description for that, and that's going to let you know whether or not the caves are accessible. Also, there's a $5 fee for anyone that's over 16 years old to go out and see the caves, and there's also a $5 parking fee at Myers Beach. Okay, so before we jump over to summer activities, I want to talk about camping real quick because that is something that you can actually do in the winter and the summer and really any season at Apostle Islands. This National Lakeshore is made up of the mainland and 21 islands. And on 18 of those islands and the mainland, you can go camping. Be aware that there is absolutely no drive-up camping in this unit, so you cannot get to any of the spots in a vehicle. You can access them by boat, kayak, water taxi, several other options. There's 3 different types of sites. The first is an individual site, which is basically a typical tent camping spot that you would find at a lot of National Park Service units. Another one is a primitive camping zone. So this is actually just an area of the unit that doesn't necessarily have like an actual camping spot, but you're able to just camp somewhere in the zone. And the last one is group sites. And these are going to be for any groups that have 8 people or more. They actually have a lottery in March to be able to get access to one of these group sites. Any sites that are available after the lottery in March are able to be reserved. And speaking of reservations, you can make those up to 30 days in advance for the individual and zone sites, and those are going to be between $15 and $30. I'll put another link down in the description for all things camping so that you can get that information. Okay, let's get to summer. Typically the temperatures are in the 70s, which makes it great for a lot of activities. You can go boating, either bring your own or they actually have tours to each of the different islands. You can do some fishing, maybe try to catch some of that trout and salmon that are in the lake. They also have some guided activities June through September, and if you're into lighthouses, I would definitely check that out. They also have over 50 miles of hiking trails, and there's so many that I can't even talk about them on here. I don't have enough time, but I will put a link down in the description so that you can check it out and see which trails you might want to go on. And kayaking is a major thing at Apostle Islands. They actually have 2 launch points. One's at Myers Beach and the other is at Little Sand Bay. And I don't know if you remember those ice caves that we chatted about at the very beginning of this, but when you're in a kayak, you can actually go out to those caves in the summer. Now, they're actually more of a sea cave during the summer, but still a really cool place to go and kayak and have a really cool adventure. One thing to always remember when you're visiting Apostle Islands is that wind is going to be a huge factor. Whether you're out on the water hiking or checking out the caves, make sure you're being safe. Definitely check those conditions before you go. I know that's one thing I'm gonna do before I head out to Apostle Islands, and hopefully I will see you at the park.